Going through a hot flash. Hang on. Welcome, welcome. My Taurus, my bulls. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing good. I thought of bulls, and then I thought to myself, the zodiac, and I listened to some astrologers, and I think Taurus. It's interesting where a lot of people don't even know where the zodiac signs come from or all that kind of stuff. Actually, the Taurus is the bull, the sacrificial bull, and there is a sacrificial lamb. But it's very interesting to really dig into it and see where they're coming from. A lot of them are very biblical. Did you know that? But anyway, let's get started because we're actually, I'll get off on the mark. So bear with me. I am going through literally a hot flash and I am just on fire. So you guys, if you're women, this is what you got to look forward to. All right. So we're doing the week of the 11th through the 17th for you guys. Woohoo! Can't believe we're in the middle where you've got the new moon, I believe. But I'm not going to go into the new moon today. So we have a current energy for the oracle, and then we have a future energy. What's been happening is a lot of these energies are melding. If I have time at the end, I'm going to pull oracle for the universe, and then we're going to go from there and see from there. But our first energy out is the bard. So the bard is about music, poetry, myth, history, and the enchantment of storytelling. So everybody has a story. Every single person, whether we want to listen to it, whether we not, or somebody wants to seem to tell us their story and not even pay attention to we're even there, kind of a thing, right? So, but the bard is also about the numbers. The card that they gave it was the number 7, and it's about ambition and about where you want to grow. So I love this picture. I love this artist. Anyway, I hope you can see it. Oh my gosh, it's quiet right now. I will say straight out before we get started, they're building something. I think it's a house right in our backyard. I mean, we've got a backyard. It's just kitty corner. And so it's just very, very noisy. So I hope that doesn't happen, but they may be taking a break. Yes. So the second card out is the Raven, magic, coincidence, synchronistic events. So things that are happening. It's almost like the dots to dots, the dots of your journey connecting together, and where that takes in place in your events. Nothing happens by coincidence. I just don't believe that. I'm old enough to know that that's not the way it goes, especially with being an empath and the way that my brain works with spirit and connected with spirit. I just know that everything that we do, or the people that we come in contact, or the jobs that we have, or anything of that nature, have a purpose for our growth, or somebody else's growth. So remember, the energy right now, though, that we're focusing in on through this week is telling our story or listening to somebody else's story. And for what reason? There's got to be something in that story or in meeting that person that is going to connect a dot for later. So I really, truly believe that. So please pay attention to who you come in contact with, or maybe who you're sharing your story with. I know I don't really like to, as I get older, I really don't like to talk about myself, but my daughter's like, you got to write a book, Mom. You've done so many things. And my friends all want you to write a book. She's 25. And I'm like, about what? But I've done through so many things. So apparently sometimes we don't realize what our story can do to help or touch or maybe teach somebody a lesson, right? So keep that in mind, because that's sort of what we're talking about right now. Whether you actually are a storyteller and maybe you're wanting to become a writer, or because the bard is about music too, maybe you're going to want to create music or even write the lyrics for music or something of that nature. This is a very creative energy right now. So this is a very, very creative energy. And again, the dot to dot with the Raven, this is not, it says magic, coincidence. I call that divine intervention. So who is he bringing into your life and that kind of a thing? For somebody right now, though, man, they're down. I don't know who this is for, but they're down. They just can't seem to get it to get their vibrations lifted up. The Four of Cups is about focusing in or being, depressed, sad, that kind of a thing first. And this is, I hate to see this one for the first card out, because this has to do with more of earthly energy. And the reason why I say that is because now when you hear me say earthly energy, I mean secular, I mean human. And if you hear me say spiritual energy, it's more of divine, more of a supernatural or a paranormal or divine intervention. That's what I'm talking about. This is very earthly in the fact that they're more focused on things of the earth around them, circumstances, events that may have gotten them there, or their own decisions may have gotten them there. So now they're not too happy about it. But here's the thing, with the Bard being the energy, we have the Fool. So something new, something fresh, something's coming up. Something is great. Something is going to, like a door, open up that you probably would have never expected. The only thing that concerns me is we have the Five of Cups again. And this is a matter of your heart. Remember, the Bard's about creativity, about storytelling, imagination, creativity, those kind of things. But this person here, whoever this is, and this may be you or somebody coming to you, is that they're so focused on the negative that they can't see the positive. They're so focused on the past, they can't see the future. They're so focused on what they can't do that they can't see what is available to them at the moment. That's huge, because it would be like me, and I used to be this way. Here's the thing. When I bought my business in 2004, the year before, I was broke. I was a single mom, had no money, had no idea about owning a business or anything like that. But my company I was working for was going to get rid of me. I could feel it. Being an empath, I thought, process of elimination, they're going to get rid of me. What am I going to do? And so lo and behold, they were going to get rid of me. And the thing is, during that 9 months that I knew that it was coming, I prepared myself, and I should take that back. The divine prepared myself, because he put a job opportunity to buy a company in front of me. And I'm like, I was thinking, I can't do this. I don't have the money. I don't have the means. I don't know how to run a business. I don't have a business plan. I don't have the funding. I don't. And I said, no. I told the divine, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go that way. So then, lo and behold, I said no. And remember, I keep telling you guys, the divine comes in threes. He'll tell you threes, say in threes, do in threes, or whatever. A lot of the times, or he may do 4 and 5 if you're not really paying attention. So about the third time he said, do this, I want you to do this. I'm like, fine. Then you put the resources there, because I don't know what I'm doing. Well, lo and behold, I'm not joking. It wasn't even a day. Boom. First one. And the week, and the week, and the week. And within that year, I owned a business. So this is where we hinder ourselves, is in our thought process, because the story that I had to tell was not for me. I'm a horse person. I bought a horse business. Let alone did I know at 9 years old, liking horses would end me up owning a horse business. However, I don't stop there. What can I do to help somebody else through what I do? So that's where the key is, but that's not where somebody is seeing or thinking. Release the Kraken. Release the person inside that is supposed to come out, that creative. If you love poetry. If you love music. Maybe it's learning a new instrument that you've always wanted to learn. There's ways. The divine is the source. You just have to say yes, and then he will put you there. And he will give you the source and the resources. Or he will give you the resources. He won't give you the source, because he's the source. If he gives you a source, then you're in trouble, because that's not a source you want. All right. Yeah. Release the burden. Release the burden. This is a burden. Somebody's thinking process is really not working for them. And it's not in a bad way. It's just you don't know how. For some, it's just lessons. Maybe you weren't even taught How do I do this? How do I, where do I go? What do I do? I mean, that's why my channels are free for everybody. Whether you go to Get Balanced 2020 and learn about nutrition and fitness, you learn about your mindset, you learn about spirituality. It's all free. And then the Divine Warrior is all about empath and spirituality and intuition. And that's free. I tell you guys can reach me at any time, comment or feedback or book a session, that kind of a thing. I tell you that all the time. So anyway, we've got Judgment as the next card. Then we have King of Wands. And then we have Burden. So somebody feels burdened. Somebody is, feeling burdened. Here is the thing now. Again, there is somebody coming towards you that, again, we have the judgment of secular versus spiritual. So down below, the judgment is, are you going to make decisions based on earth, or are you going to make this based on spirit? So these are decisions, a lot of this is judgment is something died, something needs to start. Old habit has to stop and order a new habit to start. And that sometimes can take time, and that can also be challenging because you can't do it alone sometimes. And that's where you might need a coach, or you might need counseling or a therapist or something of that nature. It all just depends on where you're at what level you're at. And I don't even like to say it, but we're all broken, but how broken you are. Because a lot of the times, everything that we've gone through has twisted our thinking process and started when we were young. Can you be in your 50s, 60s, 40s and change? I did a 180. I had an epiphany on January 2nd about 2021. I'm so excited, but I had an epiphany one day. I was watching I think it was Ivana Fix My Life or something like that. And then as I'm watching, I had an epiphany, and it's like, wow. And the thing is, if it's divine, it's immediate. If it's something you're trying to do by yourself, and it's a struggle because you're supposed to go through it, or two, the divine's trying to guide you somewhere through it, or to the people. It's us who walk in fear. Again, I don't think I mentioned, but I did a video today. Divine asked me to do it on the fly on fear and face your giants and how to work through getting through those tools and everything. I guess I did mention it. But how to work through those and how to do that. So sometimes you just need to reach out. Google's got so many free things that you guys can reach out. But you have to know the difference between secular and spiritual for yourselves. Because your journey is about your creativity, whatever that is. I don't know what that is for you. For me, it's horses and leather work and helping people and teaching. That's me. And wisdom, I guess. I don't call it wisdom. It's the divine having me do all this. Not me, but the divine. And then also, too, how you connect with people around you. As I teach, and I've done myself, in anything that I do, especially in business, is I surround myself with people of like mind that will actually lift me up and grow me and not keep me behind. So if it's a horse, maybe there's, like right now, I'm learning a lot about carriages and harness work and things like that. And I'm actually learning a ton about that because it's not a leather avenue that I used to work. I dabble in it here and there, but the type of parts and everything that goes on, those are things that people need. So I'm learning a new diversity, a new trade, and something that actually is going to help me along the way. So it is a work in progress. It is getting your ducks in a row, maybe being a little bit more diversified. Some people do not want to be diversified. That's where the 2021-22 is going to be. Yeah. So we've got the Hangman in reverse. So this is for somebody who's really thinking more earthly, because the Hangman in reverse is not paying attention to the things around him spiritually. They're more focused on the earth, like I said, from the very beginning. I don't make this stuff up. I don't. I just get drop thoughts and drop downloads and everything. So let's see where else we're going to go with this. For Taurus, for 11th through the 18th, please. Oh, no, don't do that again. It's lots of cards there. I have working on this harness that I just did. I have too many cards. I have a split in my thumb, but if I don't keep the Band-Aid off, I can't feel and I can't text on my phone. And I've been swamped lately, so it's been sort of crazy. So I'm taking they are not working. Yes. Great. All right. So there is, we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is about creativity. This is creative, curious, curiosity. How does this work? How do I write a book? How do I publish a book? How do I write a song? How do I, publish the lyrics? How do I go about? There's some creativity here that's coming your way, or a message saying, hey, you should do that. I have one lady friend who's phenomenal empath, and she's gone through everything. I said, you really need to be writing books. She goes, you know what's interesting? I've been thinking about that. And I said, well, somebody told me to tell you this is the time to write your book. So, and now she's writing, she's all excited. And as I've written a book back here, I help her along the way, how to get published and how to go about getting all that kind of stuff. That's what life is about, helping each other. So we have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is also very unstable. And when we're looking at the Five of Pentacles, we're looking at how somebody is feeling left out. Or it could be a physical injury. Somebody's going through a hardship. There's so many ways to read this card. But because of what's going on here, I'm going to say that this is about somebody just is really, really struggling at how to do it and how to make it happen. How to make it work. All right. And this is, and that's, that is a struggle. However, if you don't ask, you're never going to find out. If you don't research, you're never going to find out. If you don't look into something, you're never going to find out. And the other thing too, is you got to look at the facts. When you're doing research for anything, like publishing back here. So I was self-published, but my book went through all of the United States, was in Barnes and Nobles, in our Powell's, in Amazon, and all those kind of things. But I had to do research. I had to do my due diligence. And that's where the divine takes and puts the resources right there in front of you. It's like magic. Like this says, it's like magic. It's not coincidental, but it's like magic. The divine will put those right there for you. All right. I keep repeating myself, but it's apparently that's what he wants to get across. So I'm going to ask the divine, though, if for any clarity. I'm going to see if I need a clarification on. Actually, no, there isn't no clarification. But what I would like to know, divine, is there going to be any love for Taurus this week? So we have the Six of Cups. Too many. Six of Cups. And the Devil. Okay, thank you. So, download. You have to get rid of this before you can have, you have to get rid of the bondage before you can really think of love. I mean, maybe you're in a relationship where you are, but you're struggling because you need to really get focused in on yourself and what it is that you want around you. It seems to be like the theme this week, that it's like, do not lose yourself. Do not lose yourself where you're at if you're with a person, or do not lose yourself because other people want you to do things their way or become a certain way, or who are you inside? Who is you? Who are you? Who is you? It's like, okay, I'm going a different way here. So who are you? But also too, who do you want to become in 2021? Because the devil is about bondage. It's about keeping you stuck, keeping you into relationships that are destructive. And that is something that needs to break free, because the divine is trying to intervene here. And the divine is trying to get you to tell your story, tell you what the divine is trying to get you to share your gifts, whatever they may be. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you're a fearing artist that needs to go on Pinterest or put your art up at Etsy and see what happens. Sometimes it's just confidence, and we need others to boost it, which is really not what we need to do, because we just need to see what our self can do and believe in ourselves. But that's where this is. Somebody has some really creative juices just flowing, waiting to come out. I don't know who that's for. So I will say for this week, please don't look at the spilt cups. Please look at the cups that are standing, that are there, that are working for you. What do you have right now that you can do? What do you have in this week or even in the future weeks that you can work with? Might not be perfect, and you might not, it's like, okay, I have some pencils, but I really need graphite. I need the balance. No, work with what you've got now. Start honing those skills now. If it's music, and if you want to sing, maybe, getting a Google and trying to figure out what the voice lessons are, or what things they do to warm up. And if it's your poetry, the only thing that you do is get the creative juices flowing, or find out what kinds of poetry you like or what you're in, whatever it is. History, oh my gosh, there's so much about history you could learn. So much, so much. So, but don't let the devil keep you back. Don't let it keep you bound into something that actually you just need to focus in on the solution and not the problem, because there is a newness coming. There's something new, creative. It's amazing that these two cards came up, because that's what it's all about. All right, Taurus, that is your reading. So again, if you go on and you want to learn about fear that keeps you bound and that keeps you there, that video is now uploaded and should be able to be seen. And I would love to know, please comment or send a comment that, yeah, I found it. It was easy to find. It was not hard, or it was really hard to find. It's not the right section. And if you know about categories, share them with me, because I don't know about YouTube and categories. I'm just still learning. Even after 6 months, I'm still learning on how to do it all. The Get Balanced is a year now, but I didn't put a lot of focus in on that because Divine turned me to this way and asked me to do this first. So, but a lot of videos. So, and they're all free. So, but if you would like a one-on-one, if you'd like a reading, please go ahead and subscribe, or hit one of the websites and go and see what I have over there. But you can do a 30-minute reading, hour reading, but it does have to be visual. I do those. I don't record them, but you can record them. And I would love to do a one-on-one, whether we use tarot or not, spiritual coaching, intuitive coaching, or a reading. All right. We will talk to you soon. And you guys have a great week. Have a great weekend, and stay blessed, be safe, and be healthy and balanced. Take care.